Geneve, thanks so much for taking this time to visit with me a little bit as we learn about your motivations for St. Paul's and your time here. And so that's my first question. What caused you to make St. Paul's your spiritual home?
When I moved to town back in 2009, I didn't know anybody in town, didn't know anybody in the state of Colorado, and needed to start building a friend base locally. And I knew that finding a church was the first step in that process, because that's always where I found really great people and great friends to have in my path. And so I visited a few different ones and just immediately felt more at home at St. Paul's.
The fact that you thought of church as a place to build friends is really encouraging. And knowing that there are so many places you could have done that, why do you choose to make church a part of your life when there are other ways you can spend your Sunday mornings?
I grew up in the Episcopal Church, and it's always been an important thing for me. I don't have a strong prayer life outside of church. And so church on Sunday mornings, the service is really my once a week to kind of ground myself and to remember and to think about all the things that I need to pray about. And so that regular cadence of the service on Sunday mornings is something that I need to help me kind of keep my spirituality engaged and continuing. And it's a community of people that I really enjoy and get a lot of friendships out of. And so it feels really good to be able to give back some of what God has blessed me with.
Well, this year is a little bit different in that we're asking members to consider increasing their pledge somewhere in the range of 3 to 10%, if at all possible, due to cost of living increases and the fact that we're now starting to provide hybrid worship, and some of the technological pieces that we don't have in place, we're purchasing. And so increased cost. I just wondered, what does it make you feel with that ask, that increase of an ask?
For me, it has to do with faith. And so I'm self-employed. I own my own business. And so one of the things that I start to do this time of year is chart out what next year looks like. What am I planning for? What are my goals for revenue and for income, and where am I allocating my expenses? Of course, I think like an accountant because I am one. But as part of that, I stretch myself to my goals, right? I want my company to grow. I want to stretch myself for my goals. And I feel like the first step in doing that is to put my faith in God that He's going to help me find the way to make it work. And so I pledge my amount based on what I hope to grow my business to next year and what I hope to be able to have in my financial future. And by stepping forward and putting my faith in God, that He's going to help show me the way for how to get there. It's helping me get there. And it's like we're all in this together team wise, God and me together. He's driving the bike, but I'm pedaling behind. And it really, to me, is like, if I want to make this happen, then I need to trust that God's going to help me make it happen and show me the way. And I can show that I'm putting my faith in Him by pledging that higher amount before I know exactly what it looks like and exactly how it's going to be done.
That is certainly an act of faith, Geneve. Thank you for that. I know that you've been involved in St. Paul's in so many ways, from being our treasurer to acolyting to now being liaison with locally Haiti, to even filling into Sunday school the last month or so as we've been looking for a new person. What is it that you think you receive in return for all of that giving that you do?
fulfillment is the best thing I can say. I feel fulfilled. I feel like I belong. It's fulfillment and it's belonging and it's getting plugged in. I I I don't know. I guess that's the best thing that I can think of related to that.
Oh, and don't we all long for that? Well, thank you so much, Jimmy, for your time today and for your thoughtful answers. They're an inspiration to me and all the many ways you give to this community of faith. You are cherished, and I thank you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.